Good morning to all the students. Hope all of you are utilizing the lockdown time effectively by engaging in studies and other creative activities. This is my second presentation. In the first presentation, I explained the import-export policy of India, and the second presentation, international business environment, part 1 is discussed. Part 1 here means the definition of international business environment, its types, and the three components are presented here, and other components will be presented in the next session. Actually, what is environment? നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ള വാക്കാണ്. Actually, the word came from the French word environ, which means surroundings. And also in general science we studied what is environment. It consists of biotic and abiotic factors. That means living things and non-living things. ഇതെല്ലാം നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്. So what is business environment? നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ ആവശ്യം business environment. What is business environment? So first we can give our own definition. The environment in which an organization exists is called business environment. And along with our definition, we have to quote the definition put forward by famous economists or businessmen. Here I would like to quote the definition by Davis Keith. According to Davis Keith, business environment is an aggregate of all conditions, events or influences that surrounds and affect it. So business environment encompasses all those internal and external factors which have both direct and indirect bearing on a business flow. ഇവിടെ ഡയറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ബാധിക്കുന്നതും ഇൻഡയറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ബാധിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ ഘടകങ്ങളും പ്രതിപാദിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. So now let us go in detail. What are the internal factors? Internal environment. Internal factors are controllable factors. That is, the business organization, they have direct control over those factors. So let us see what are the internal factors. The value system means, actually value system here means how we judge something as good or bad or desirable or undesirable. That is the value system. And also sometimes it may mean valuing the product, like that. The management structure and nature, shareholding pattern, internal power relationship, human resources, company images, physical assets and research and development capabilities, marketing resources and financial factors. So these you can write as examples of internal factors. Now next one is external environment. So internal factors are controllable, so automatically these external factors, it is not controllable. All the events and factors outside the organization, this is called external environment. Again, this external environment is divided into two: micro and macro environment. So you are familiar with the word micro means which is small and macro means large. You have already learned microeconomics and macroeconomics in brief. Now, what do you mean by micro environment and macro environment? Micro environment is related to small area or immediate periphery of organization and includes suppliers, intermediaries, customers, competitors, market, financial community, pressure groups, etc. So the area affecting is very small, whereas macro environment consists of large social factors that affect the whole environment. For example, you can say political, economic, social and cultural, legal, technological, demographic, government decisions, etc. Because it is affecting the nation as a whole, the area affected is comparatively larger. That is why it is called the macro environment. Now, environment analysis. Actually, it is a short question. What do you mean by environment analysis? So, every businessman knows he is working in a certain business environment. But analysis of the environment is very important as far as a business success of the business is concerned. Now let us see what is the definition. What is environment analysis? It is the process by which strategists monitor the economic, governmental, legal, market, competitive, supplier, technological, geographic, and social settings to determine opportunities and threats to their firms. Here the strategist here means the business people only. They monitor the economic changes, what are the government decisions, okay? All these things they are analyzing, they are studying deeply in order to make a very pragmatic decision. Now, in environmental analysis, there is another short question. What is environmental diagnosis? So here, it is the managerial decision usually made by analyzing significance of data. Data is pertaining to opportunities and threats of the business. So, in brief, you can say environmental diagnosis consists of managerial decisions made by analyzing the significance of data of the environmental analysis. So, 2 marks question, very short question you can expect from this topic. The next one is international business environment. So far we discussed about only business environment, but international means what are the factors affecting a global business? What are the environmental factors affecting a global business? So international business environment, it can be defined as an environment in different sovereign countries. Sovereign here means countries with a full power, means they have their own power to take a decision, with factors exogenous to the home environment of the organization, which influences decision making on resource use and capabilities. So it is in different countries, these factors are affected, not only in one country. So here we discuss about how the factors are affecting a global business. One factor can be from one country, for example X, or another factor may be from Y. Like that, many countries, social, political and cultural factors may be affecting a business. So all these factors will be discussed in the international business environment. So it consists of all controllable and uncontrollable factors which affects the working of global firm. International business environment influence the way business is done globally. So all businesses which is working at the global level will be deciding about the factors, and it is affecting the way they are doing business. Now let us go to the topic international business environment in developed and developing country. So sometimes they may ask you to compare the business environment, general comparison of business environment in developing and developed countries. It is very easy. and general also. See, developed countries, usually what are the factors we can see regarding business and other factors, and what are the things in comparatively. It's the same point you can compare with the developing countries also. So uniform culture in the case of developed countries, most of the countries you can use the word generally. Generally, there is uniform culture in developed countries. We cannot tell all developed countries are having uniform culture, but almost all the countries, we can say almost most of the countries uniform culture, and most of the countries may be having common religion, and there will be least government interference. It does not mean that government will not interfere at all, but government interference will be very less, and the financial structure is advanced, media is free, high human development index. Human development index, you know, it is a component of health, education, and life expectancy. Okay, so this HDI will be very high in developed countries. Now we can compare the same with the developing countries. There is diverse culture in developing country. For example, in our country, there is diverse culture, different religion. Most of the developing countries are having different religion, and there will be more government interference in the form of state intervention, that is uh, through taxes and regulations, and also licenses like that. Government interference will be more. Financial structure is in its infancy. It is not properly developed. Restricted media. Media is not having full freedom. Low human development index. It is not over. There are other factors also. We can come. Continuation is in developed countries. We can see advanced education and research and development. They prefer quality premium products. Low IMR and MMR and birth rate. That is, IMR here means infant mortality rate. MMR means maternal mortality rate. This mortality rate, infant mortality rate, means how many children are dying per thousand birth. That should be very less. So it is very low in developing countries. Advanced technological facilities. But whereas in developing countries we can see poor education and research and development, prefer low prices products, high infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate and birth rate, lack of sophisticated technology. So these are the things. Now let us go to the topic, the components of international business environment. What are the components? The first important component of international business environment is economic environment. Global economic factors outside the control of individual business organizations, but that can affect the way that business operates, is called international business, international economic environment. And international economic environment consists of economic system of the home and host country. Economic system here means how the system of production, how the economy is producing, how it is allocating resources, how it is exchanging and distributing goods and services. So it is a system of production, resource allocation, exchange and distribution of goods and services in a society. That is called economic system. So as you know, it is the countries can be classified into capitalist economy structure, market economy, mixed economy like ours. We cannot say one country is 100% market economy. Most of the students are writing US is a capitalist country is capitalist country, but even though it is a capitalist country, there are budgeting system, everything. Government intervention is there, but it will be very least. So 100% capitalist and 100% socialist pattern we can't see in the world. But more features of the capitalist system can be seen in some countries. Such countries we are telling capitalist economy. So the system prevailing in the countries, economic system prevailing in the country is the important factor affecting economic environment and level of economic growth and development. How the production of goods and services is increasing and how much institutional changes have occurred in that country. So this is also a factor affecting economic environment, fiscal and monetary policies of different countries, inflation and surplus or deficit in countries' balance of payment. All these factors will affect the international economic environment of business. Now, second component, that is international trade environment. So it is the sum total of all the external factors working upon the firm as it goes out of its affairs in foreign and domestic markets. Sum total of all external factors means when a business is trading with the foreign countries, it has to face many things. So in the trading sense, what are the surroundings? What is the atmosphere? That is discussed in the international trade environment. So we can classify this into four. Even in trading environment, there is economic factors, political, technological, and cultural factors that can be depicted with the help of a diagram. In examination also, you can just draw this diagram. What are the forces, trading environment forces? You can depict this, illustrate with the help of this picture. International trade environment consists of economic, technological, cultural, and political. And no need to explain all these things again because we are discussing these things in detail in different heads. Now, in this component also there is chance for another short questions. That is international trade environment. They have some trading have some positive effect on environment. What are the positive effects? So it supports economic growth, development and social welfare. Open markets can improve access to new technology. If a country is trading, it will be getting access to new technologies. Liberalization provides incentives to adopt stringent economic standards. Environmental standards, not economic, environmental standards. International exposure stimulates the use of cleaner production process and technologies. So even in foreign countries, that is in developed countries especially, we can see the products which is conform to the environment protection. They will get more. Such products will be having more market since the customers they are more concerned about the environment, like that. There are some negative effects also. They are mainly two types. We have to mention two. One is increase of pollution. The main aim of the private business is to make profit. So very less consideration will be given for external cost like pollution. External cost here means the cost borne by the third parties. It is also called negative externalities. So when the business is done in global level, they are least bothered about the external cost of production. Then degrading natural resources. There is chance for reckless use of scarce natural resources. So no sustainable development. So we won't keep the resources for the coming generation. We will be using it recklessly. So it is very dangerous for the coming generation to sustain the same, to achieve the same level of economic development. So these two are the negative effects of this trade environment. Let us go to the next component, political environment of international business. So far we have discussed about the components. First one is economic environment. Second one, trade environment. And third one is political environment. So political environment consists of set of political factors and government activities in a foreign market that can affect the abilities to conduct business activities. So all the political factors and government activities in different countries are taken into consideration here. So political ideology in turn give rise to political systems which forms the basis of the governance of the nations. For example, in our country we are following democracy because our ideology supports democratic system. In some countries, most of the countries are following democracy, but exceptional cases are there. Some countries there is the king's rule is there. So in some countries there is communism and some countries there is theocracy, like that. So political ideology, it is shaping the political system, and that is the basis of the governance of that particular country. Now, what is political risk? This is an important question. What do you mean by political risk in the business? So we know there are high degree of uncertainties for conducting a business in foreign country. Everything is uncertain. Even in domestic business, there are certain uncertainties. So this is the uncertainty is very high in the case of international business. This is because the fact is there are different types of political risk. Let us see what are they. Micro and macro risk. Micro risk refers to adverse action that will affect a certain industrial sector or business, whereas macro risk refers to adverse action that will affect all foreign firms. Micro, we know the meaning of micro, very small. Here it is affecting only a particular business, whereas macro means it will affect all foreign firms, not only one firm. All the firms will be affected. Then ownership risk. This is a threat to the current ownership structure. The business cannot continue the ownership as it is. It has to make changes. For example, share uh, transfer. It has to convert more, give more shares to the government, like that. Operational risk is the changing the rule of the game to single out foreign firms. So some countries they are doing like that. They are eliminating. They are trying to eliminate the foreign companies in different ways. Then transfer risk is there. So transfer here means restrictions on transfer of factors of production, especially capital control. That also there. So these things will happen when a business is done globally. Political risk is comparatively very high. Now, how the business evolve strategies for managing international political risk. How do they handle the political risk? The first measure is avoiding investment in a country ranked high on political risk. That is, the global business people, they try to avoid their investments in those countries where the political risk is very high. Secondly, adaptation. That means incorporating risk into business strategies. That means they will evolve some strategy in order to reduce the risk. For example, a local equity and debt, developmental assistance, and insurance. This will reduce the political risk. And threat. Threat means the company directly or indirectly, it will threaten the host country. How they will that supply of materials, products, technology would be stopped if its functioning is disrupted. So they will not like that. They will not provide the raw materials. For example, now the US is telling they will stop financial help and other medicine help to the World Health Organization because it failed in preventing the spread of COVID-19. Like that, it is actually a threat. So in the same way, the company also will threat the country. They will stop functioning, so the country will be affected adversely like that. Lobbying. Lobbying, we know it is the word is very common. It is influencing local policies through influencing the political parties like that. The next thing is terrorism consultants. IB firms hire consultants in counter-terrorism to train employees to cope up with the threat of terrorism. So this point is very much valid to those businesses which are doing their activities in terrorist affected areas. Then indispensability, the appearance of being irreplaceable will reduce the political risk. For example, the country will feel they cannot replace the business because they are using very high technology, and the country feel they are not able to get such a high sophisticated technology from other businesses. So this is another way of dealing with the political risk. Then vertical integrated companies have fewer political risk. There are two types of integration: horizontal and vertical integration. Horizontal integration here means amalgamating or combining two businesses producing same type of goods and services, whereas vertical means they are in different stage of production and combining those businesses. If they do like that, they can reduce the political risk. Local borrowing can also reduce political risk because they have to repay it now, so the government will not disturb the functioning of the business so that they will get the money back. Minimize fixed investments. They will try to give rent instead of owning building. So if they want to stop, they can easily stop the business if the fixed investment is very less. Then political risk insurance. So these factors can reduce the political risk of a global business. Thank you. Continuation of this part will be uploaded soon. Thank you once again.